So let's jump into this Wheel of Time TV show bandwagon. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, you know the deal, it's Jose here. Not quite another episode of Amazing Worlds, but just my thoughts, because I am honestly recording this before attempting to watch the Wheel of Time TV show. Now, I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna watch it all, I don't particularly want to watch it, but before I start my viewership experience of the Wheel of Time show, my thoughts on it. And I actually think that the TV show will be better than the books. And the reason for that is quite simple. They are working already with the work done. They know what the story is, they know what the characters are, they know where things are going, and they know the whole thing, they can map it out. And they've got the feedback on what worked and what didn't work in the books. So they can trim the fat, they can cut out all the ridiculous detailed dresses descriptions, which in TV show format you can just show and you don't have to spend lines and lines and pages talking about how much lace and how much the women cross their arms under the breasts, and you can just get on with the story. So I suspect the TV show is going to be a lot more fast-paced than the books. I mean, that's not difficult, is it? I think it's going to flow better, and it remains to be seen whether it is going to be a success. Now, drawing parallels with the other big fantasy shows that became hugely successful, as much as it pains me to say so, I think it might be successful. I think it probably will do well. I'm not sure. But the Lord of the Rings TV cinema movies by Peter Jackson had a huge fan base, isn't it? The books have been around for 40, 50 years before the movies came out, and they were hugely successful. Game of Thrones, not as popular, anywhere near as popular as the Lord of the Rings before the TV show, but clearly very successful. Great story, great characters. It took the world by storm. Unfortunately, as you will notice, there's a couple of books missing there, so unfortunately the TV show ended in a disaster. Not going to be the case with the Wheel of Time. However, I have my misgivings. Now, the Wheel of Time books, hugely popular in the fantasy genre, 100 million books sold, so there's a huge fan base there. Now, I doubt, I've got my misgivings, I don't think the Wheel of Time TV show is going to have that mass market appeal that something like Game of Thrones had. Because the characters aren't anywhere near as great as in Game of Thrones. There's very little action, there's very little battle scenes in Wheel of Time, as opposed to Lord of the Rings, where you had the mighty Balrog in Moria, you had Helm's Deep, and then you had the final battle at the gates of Mordor. So there were all these action pieces which are missing from the Wheel of Time. Now, I suspect you can compensate that in the Wheel of Time. You can take a few liberties with the interpretation of the source material. You can add a few battles there, here and there. Why not? And it doesn't have to be a super faithful adaptation of the books, but it can sort of, from 80%, be an adaptation, and 20% take a few liberties to make it more palatable to the occasional viewers that haven't read the books but maybe drawn into the TV show. So I think the Wheel of Time TV show is going to be better than the books. I don't think it's going to be as successful as Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, but I could be wrong. So now I am going to finish up and give the first episode a watch and see what happens. Check out later. Bye.